What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. I've been getting so many messages from you guys. I'm doing my best to try to answer these questions in a format that is helpful to you guys. Now, I got a lot of questions about this particular topic, about passive income. How can I make passive income? Is passive income real? And, what are some different methods and ideas that I could use to generate passive income? So I wanted to talk about that in today's video, things that I'm doing to generate passive income right now, and things that that I know that other people, like my friends, are doing to generate passive income, colleagues and acquaintances of mine that are using to generate passive income on a regular basis that actually work, right? So I want to talk to you guys about that, and I want to help you guys get started to be able to make passive income, even if you've never done this before. And I'm just a regular guy like you. So, I remember when I first started learning about or hearing the phrase passive income, I'm like, what is passive income? And is this really a thing, right? Now, there's different degrees of passive income. Like, some passive income's more passive than others, and then some is a little bit less passive. But I'm going to give you guys some ideas, and by the end of this video, you are going to know how to get going starting today. So if you guys are interested in that, do your boy a favor, drop a like for the video, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with a friend. I would totally appreciate that. Definitely helps out a lot with the YouTube algorithm and yada yada yada. So there's this major misconception that that money is finite, and the Fed has proven that money is not finite because they just keep printing it, right? The difference is that some people get more of it than others. Now, if you want to become one of those people who just get more and more money, definitely pay attention to what I'm going to share with you guys in this video. But the first thing you have to understand is you have to get it out of your head that there's only so much to go around. It's just digits. Like, there's plenty of money to go around, and there's a lot of money with your name on it that should be coming your way. So let's get into this, right? So, basically, you got this traditional path of life that we're taught about in school, right? And I feel like I'm not trying to knock school at all, right? Education is important, but I feel like the structure of traditional school and education needs to be revised. I'm gonna just say that, right? And basically, they don't teach you how to win at life. They just teach you how to become, a regular, hopefully, barely able to get by, paycheck to paycheck employee, 9-to-5 worker. But I don't think most people, when they're a kid, dream of getting a job that they hate, working for a boss that they don't like, sitting in traffic for, 10 hours a week, and doing things that they don't like to do on a regular basis. So they teach us to get a job, get a mortgage, get saddled with debt, live paycheck to paycheck. One day when you're 65, you can retire. And it's like, that's not the way to win, in my opinion. And that's not something that I'm subscribing to. Now, the big difference between those who are going to win at this game and those who are going to win later at this game, let me say this. The big difference between those who are going to win early at this game and those who win later in this game is how much you learn to convert active income into passive income, right? So the first thing is, school only teaches you about active income. At least the school systems that I've been in. I've been in public schools, the public school system all my life, and they don't talk about what I talk about. Everything that I've learned about passive income, I learned outside of school. And I have a kid in school right now. And it's funny because he has like this class called Marketing Principles. And every time we talk about business, and it's a business class, right? Now, he's in high school, but it's elective. But the thing is it's whenever we talk, he always tells me, he's like, Dad, I learn more from you in an hour than I learn from this class in like a week. And it's just funny, just because I actually I'm running, what I do, I'm living what I do, right? I'm not just speaking out of a book like many of the teachers speaking conceptually. This is like legit stuff, right? And I just think it's so funny. He's like, okay, when I talk to you, you break it down for me in a way I can understand. But at the same time, I feel like I'm taking marketing principles level 5 when I talk to you. And then I go to school and they're giving me some watered down stuff. So I don't know, guys. So anyway, active income is income you generate from work that you do, and it requires you to be present and to actually be doing the thing. So for example, let's just say you're a landscaper, right? You're a landscaper, you cut grass, and you don't make money if you don't cut grass. Or you work in, maybe you work in Macy's and you sell perfume. I just bought some perfume for me and my wife the other day. And you don't make money, you don't earn commission unless you sell perfume, unless you show up for work and sell perfume, right? Maybe you work at a car dealership and you don't make money unless you show up for work to sell cars and make sales, right? Heck, maybe you work at Best Buy and you're just like a cashier and you don't make money unless you clock in for work. So this is active income. Now, passive income is income you will earn whether you're there or not. Meaning, let's just say a very simple idea would be a savings account, right? Now, let's just say you had a savings account at like JP Morgan Chase or Bank of America, right? So I know for a fact JP Morgan Chase, they have I forget the name of this particular account, but basically this account pays like a little over 4% interest. And it's like, it's a money market account. And it's a little over 4%. And this is passive income that you will earn every single month. They pay out monthly. And this is passive income you earn every single month just by putting money into this particular type of bank account, right? You don't have to be there. You don't have to clock in. That's passive income. If you own, like properties or different types of assets that pay you without doing anything, those are passive income ideas, right? So now let's just talk about the first and easiest thing that you could ever do to get started, right? So you got the stock market, right? We've all heard of the stock market, the S&P 500, NASDAQ, Dow Jones. But basically, if you buy a stock, let's just say the stock is $50 today, and a week from now, that stock turns into, $100. Well, you just increased the asset increased by $50 or by 100%, right? Or technically 200%. So the asset increased in value, but technically you've only made money on paper. You didn't actually make money. Like your net worth went up on paper, but until you sell the asset, you wouldn't make any money. Now, a lot of people consider this to be passive income because technically you're not really working, so to speak, when you purchase stocks and you sell them, right? It's not like traditional work. But the simple fact of the matter is that if you sell the asset that is, let me just get situated over here. If you sell the asset that's producing the income for you, then you will actually earn the profit from selling the stock, but you're selling the asset that produced the income. So it's like, you never really want to, it's kind of like, let's just say you had a tree in your backyard. So I got a tree in my backyard. And let's just say that every one of those leaves on that tree is a dollar or $100, right? So every one of these leaves is $100 on this tree. If I pull the leaves off the tree, I have money to spend. I can use that money to reinvest, maybe buy more seeds and grow more trees just like that one, growing more $100 bills. But if I decide to cut that tree down at the base, it's not going to produce any more $100 bills for me. And that is the last thing we want to do. And this is what happens when you just buy and sell stocks. You're cutting down the tree. And so you'll need a new tree to give you more dollars if you do that. So the reason why I'm bringing this up is because a lot of people are not aware that there are dividend stocks out there, and there's lots of them. And I'm buying lots of dividend stocks, and I have been buying dividend stocks for a long time. You can use any of your favorite apps like, M1 Finance, Webull, Moo, Fidelity, E-Trade, like these are some of my favorite ones, but there's lots and lots others. There's Robinhood, there's Betterment, there's lots of them, right? There's Charles Schwab. So you can use any of these apps, investment brokerages, online brokerages to buy in dividend stocks, right? Dividend stocks might be anything from Walmart to Home Depot pays dividends, Starbucks pays dividends. There's lots of different stocks out there that are paying dividends, and some pay higher dividend percentages than others. But you got to understand that there's different levels of dividend stocks. Like some dividend stocks are just better to own than others. So you got like dividend kings. And these are companies that have paid a dividend consistently without fail. And they've also, generally increased their dividend for the last 50 years. So in other words, that is quite an astounding feat. And that shows stability of the company. To be able to continue to pay a dividend every single year without ever cutting your dividend for 50 years is showing a substantial amount of stability in the business and growth of the business. So those are what you call dividend kings. And so, if you guys want to learn more about which companies fall into that category, those are some pretty awesome companies. Hit me up in the comment section down below, and maybe I'll do a video sharing what are the dividend kings, what are the best of the dividend kings, and maybe which dividend kings are paying the highest amounts of passive income. Then you also have dividend aristocrats. Now, dividend aristocrats are still some beastly companies that pay dividends, right? Now, these dividend aristocrats, they have been paying consistent dividends. These are companies on the stock market, S&P 500, that have been paying consistent dividends for the last 25 years. So not quite as impressive as dividend kings, but 25 years is a long time. Heck, a lot of my viewers are 25 years old. So imagine a company paying dividends for as long as you've been alive. And heck, even if you're not 25 years old, most people don't even start investing until they're 20, right? Or at least 20. So imagine, for your entire investment career, if you're 45 years old, these companies have been paying out consistently every single month passive income to all of the shareholders, all the stockholders who bought into these companies and just held on to these stocks. They've been paying out these payments for the last 25 years, every single year. Some of them every single quarter, some of them every single month. So now here's the thing. My goal would be to just kind of start small and just kind of set a small goal of like $100 a week. So all I want to do is at least make $100 a week. So I would just have to figure out, well, what will it take to make $100 a week? Now, when I first started making passive income, before I ever started making passive income, I didn't even really believe that it was real. But I tried to keep the faith that it was real, because if I didn't believe it, I wouldn't try. So I had to adopt a mindset, this works, this really works. I'm gonna figure this thing out, whatever. And so I ended up like investing in my first company. And once I started receiving these payments, I invested in a company that paid monthly. So I was like, oh wow. Now, the amount that it paid wasn't that much, but the idea was that, hey, this does work and it does pay you. So I just need to figure out how to get more of this, how to purchase more of these stocks and get more of them, so I can get bigger checks to come in every single month, every single quarter, every single year. Now, the thing is you have to also understand that if you want to make $100 a week, you have to set your goals right. So if you want to make $100 a week, that means, okay, if I want to make $100 a week, how many weeks are in a year? There's 52 weeks in a year. So that means that's $5,200 every single year I need to generate in passive income from my stocks or from your index funds or from your ETFs in order to hit my goal, right? So basically, I just figured out that, let's just say I was looking at, I think it was Home Depot. Maybe it was Walmart stock. I don't remember which stock it was, but it had like a 2.4% dividend, right? Now, that's a decent dividend, but there's some that are much higher. There's some that are lower. But I just looked at this one example. And if you're generating like 2.4% interest on, if the dividend rate on this particular stock was paying 2.4% and your goal was to generate $100 a week, I calculated that you would need to have like $216,000 invested in this dividend stock in order to generate $100 a week. So I was like, wow, like, okay, it's doable, but it's going to take a long time for that to happen. What can I do now to make this passive income happen for me faster and make more of it? So that's when I started thinking about like other ideas. And so I started thinking about like different side hustles, right? And not just a regular side hustle that, you know, let's just say you're a tutor, right? So, you know, I'm great at math and I tutor kids to, you know, be able to take the SATs or something like that, right? Or, you know, maybe I'm a pet sitter. Maybe I'm a dog trainer. So if I'm a dog trainer, I have a skill and I offer my skills to people who own dogs and want to teach them how to like not crap everywhere, not pee everywhere, and how to teach dogs how to behave, right? That's cool and that's great and that's a good side hustle. The thing is that with that particular side hustle, you're limited to how many clients you can actually help. You're limited to how many customers you can get. You're limited to how many customers you can even serve. You're usually going to be able to train, and I'm not a dog trainer, but I have a friend that does this. You're going to be able to train like one, maybe up to a few dogs, several dogs at a time, right? But you're really limited on how many, because it really depends on how untrained the dogs that you're training are. Now, he prefers to really work with one dog at a time. But so the thing is like his time is limited. His time is capped. So one way to improve that income, that passive income, because it's not even passive at that point. That's an active income side hustle. But the way to make it a passive income side hustle would be to basically automate this side hustle. And so this is like why you would want to leverage the internet. Gotta, you know, leverage your computer, leverage your laptop, your smartphone. And what I would be doing is I would create a digital asset. And the digital asset will end up freeing his time so that he can serve more people and not be limited on how many people he can serve and how many hours in a day, right? So let's just say you created a digital product. Maybe it's an ebook. Maybe you created an online course. Maybe you created a blog on how to train dogs, and make it so that other people can purchase these digital products around the clock, 24 hours a day, whether you're around or not, you know? And so, you know, I have done this. I have created many different products which people can purchase around the clock, and I can wake up in the morning and find, oh, wow, we had some sales last night. Great, you know? And that's passive income. To be able to literally make money while you sleep is a great example of passive income. And so a dog trainer could teach people how to train their own dogs if they buy his course, if they buy his ebook, if they, you know, purchase his digital products. He's no longer limited to however much he's charging per client per hour, right? So that is one way of turning a side hustle into an automated side hustle. And so another thing is, like, you know, there's no limitation to how much online content you can create, right? So online creativity has literally uncapped the income limitations of profitability. Let me say that again. Online content creation has unleashed the capabilities of profitability in your income. Like, in other words, your creativity is the only limitation to how much money you can make. So I know we're dealing with inflation, the Fed's raising interest rates, and, you know, trying to lower inflation and hopefully avoid a recession. But at the end of the day, everything will be more expensive in the future, and your income needs to always be going up. Now, the thing is, you know, you can leverage platforms like YouTube. You're watching this on YouTube. You're probably watching this on your TV, your smartphone, or your laptop or tablet, right? And one way to generate income is through ads. And I have videos that are years old. Like, I have videos that I'm literally still making money from years ago, and they're still paying me. That's passive income. Like, I worked once, but I continue to get paid today. And so you want to come up with ideas like that allow you to work once, and make money from that effort, technically infinitely, right? And so, YouTube has a YouTube partner program, and it allows you to monetize the ads that run on your videos, and that is a way of generating passive income. So companies will want to advertise their products to your audience because they believe that their products and services are relevant to your channel. So let's just say you're into, and this is like taking a passion of yours and turning your passion into profits. And this is, when I coach people, people join my groups, and then they're like, "Hey, Ron, can you coach me in how to do this?" And this is what I help people do. I help people to understand, figure out, hey, how do you get going? How do you get started? How do you shortcut your way to generating passive income and achieving your goals, right? Most people want to spend more time with their families, take vacations, more vacations, live a decent life, not live paycheck to paycheck. And these strategy sessions that we have help people to get there faster, right? So, you can let's just say, and who's going to advertise to your YouTube viewers? Well, it's just like different companies, right? Let's just say you're into woodworking, right? Well, if you're into woodworking and you're doing all sorts of you're making all sorts of cool projects, like building gazebos and furniture out of wood, and you're doing all these different cool things, making chairs and tables, Home Depot is probably going to be advertising on your channel. Lowe's is probably going to be advertising on your channel. Harbor Freight Tools is probably advertising on your channel, because these are companies that are going to sell products that would be relevant to the audience. That would be, Harbor Freight Tools. You're going to have to cut that wood, right? So you're going to need table saws, circular saws, miter saws, like all sorts of tools to do the thing that you're interested in, right? To pursue your hobby. Let's just say you had an e-commerce channel and you're teaching people about how to create e-commerce stores on your YouTube channel. Well, chances are, different hosting companies like HostGator, GoDaddy.com, Shopify, Amazon, eBay might be advertising on your channel, and and all sorts of different companies would want to advertise. Like there's probably like email marketing companies like what's one? Geez, I'm drawing a blank right now. An email marketing company like geez, I'm trying to remember who I use right now. It's anyway, there's so many different companies that are related to that niche that would want to advertise on your channel on a regular basis, because they know their customers are likely watching your videos. Then, of course, you got, private investing that you can benefit from, different types of investors. You got angel investors, shark investors. You guys have watched Shark Tank, right? And so now the benefits of the private investing is that you're not going to necessarily be limited to the confines of what a traditional bank would be willing to lend against, right? So if I go to, a traditional bank is like Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Citibank, generally speaking, they're going to have a certain type of client that they're looking to lend money to, right? But if I compare that to a private lender is going to have generally less stringent lending requirements, right? Go into Bank of America the next time you have an opportunity and just try to get a business loan for your brand new drop shipping store. Good luck with that. However, if you go to a private lender, the private lender is probably going to just sit down and have a conversation with you, get a good idea for what experience do you have, what's your track record like, why do you think that this business idea is going to work, why is it going to be profitable, and generally speaking, they will be more open to lending you money, and then you can literally get your business off the ground, potentially with no money out of pocket and pure sweat equity, and then ultimately automate this business to generate profits over time. So that's another method. Now, you could also become a private investor yourself. Let's just flip the game around. You got You got platforms like, geez, I'm drawing another blank. Peer-to-peer lending platforms, right? So when you have a peer-to-peer lending platform, that means, okay, let's just say you got 10 grand. The bank is probably going to pay you no more than 3%, 4% right now. Some of these banks are paying, upwards of close to 5% right now, because the federal interest rates are so high that the banks are trying to compete, and they're trying to get more money into the banks. So right now, if you were to put your money in the bank, you probably make around anywhere between 2 and 5% on your money. But as a peer-to-peer lender, you're a private investor, and you can lend your capital out to other people who need money. And, you can charge anywhere from 5%. I've seen people charging as high as 18% on that money, right? So this would be passive income. And, if I were to lend 10 grand to one person, that's a lot of risk, because you have $10,000 all on one person. And if all you have is 10 grand, that's way too much risk than I would be comfortable with, right? So with these peer-to-peer lending platforms, you can actually lend your 10 grand to 100 different people. You can lend $100 to 100 different people. Yeah, that's $10,000. Okay. Had to do the math in my head. So, you can divide that risk up among 100 people, and now each person is only representing 1% risk to that total $10,000 investment. And if you're charging on average, let's just say 15% interest, right, per year, you're making $1,500 a year on your $10,000 investment. And as long as, most of those people pay on time, you're actually getting a very good rate of return on your investment. Let's just say, I don't know, 2 people out of the 100 people don't pay you back, right? So then that would mean that you're going to get $9,800 back of your principal, right? But and that's just for year one. So you put in 10 grand, you got 9,800 back because 2 people didn't pay you back, right? But technically, the other 98 people did pay you back. So instead of making $1,500 that year, you made $1,300. But you still got your original 10,000 or 98. You got your original $9,800 still. So you're still to the positive, and your rate of return is well over 10%. Not quite 15%, but that is the value of diversification, diversifying your investment. And so, these are just a couple of different ways that I would be looking at generating passive income. And I'm always looking at different opportunities like this, and I will continue to share more and more ideas, strategies, methods with you guys if you guys want to learn more about this. But let me know your thoughts. Drop me some comments down below. Any one of these ideas could generate an extra $5 grand a month, $10,000 a month, $50,000 a month, $100,000 a month. There is no limitation to how much you can make when it comes to passive income through dividend stock investing, selling digital products, and automating side hustles. If you guys want to learn more about this, hit your boy up. Definitely share this video with a friend or family member. Matter of fact, just share this video with anybody, with everybody. Never limit yourself. You should see a video here and or here. Definitely check those videos out. Click the links, click those videos, watch those videos, and I'm going to catch you guys on the next one.